Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Victor Brooks Show, Instagram Indie Fam series. And yes, as you know, we come at you every Sunday at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York. And you know how we do it, y'all. We're a bunch of artists that get together, support each other, share our vision, share our creativity. And because we go back to back at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock p.m., sometimes I can change my hat, sometimes I can't. And today I didn't, But the message today, the artistry today, oh, I see you lining up. Official Smooth Jazz. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you for your artistry. Follow Official Smooth Jazz, ladies and gentlemen. Just follow each other. If you see a comment there, go to, and something intrigues you, go check out the page. And if it's artistry and it feeds your soul, follow that artist, ladies and gentlemen, because that's why this format is here. We are here to focus on the artist and their journey. And if it's a journey that feeds your soul artistically, go follow him, y'all. Support that artist. Just because you may not have known the name, okay? And just because you may not have ever heard or seen or experienced that artistry until now, you may have just found your new favorite singer. You may have found your new favorite photographer. You did, because we're going to have some chef coming up with culinary artistry. Bottom line is, it's here. And that's why we're doing this format, you all. And yes, it's going to be every episode that we do. It'll be on the feed afterwards, the Victor Brooks Show feed. So tell your friends, tell everybody to go check it out and share it with others as well, And it'll also be on the Victor Brooks Show IGTV channel. So it'll be on both formats. And I was just educated. People say, how come you have just as many? Because this page is growing, we're in the essence of birth and growing. But they say, why do you have so many artists? I mean, just as you're following almost just as many as are following you, because I don't pay attention to that. I didn't even know that was a thing where some people, there's a certain amount of whatever. I don't care. If I see an artist that feeds my soul, I'm following you. And I hope that that's what this show can bring, Come on in. Van Jones, thank you. Jenna State Pipes, thank you. Thank you for coming. Barry Carroll, thank you again. Follow Barry Carroll for some incredibly real music, ladies and gentlemen. Paint the Piano Purple, my friend Mikhail, Los Angeles, California. Check out her episode, ladies and gentlemen. The Essence of Artistry. The Essence of Artistry. Victor, you don't play games like that. Right? Well, I know you don't either. And so many of you don't either as well. Yeah, Sarah Day, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. You know what? Check out, please, Sarah Day's page. Talk about artistry, talk about a veteran of independent artistry and performance, inspirational stories. She was one of my first guests when we did the format here on Instagram, right when COVID first hit us. And Sarah, I'd love to have you back on this new format. Follow her page. Follow Sarah Day's artistry, you all, and you'll understand what I'm saying about the love and respect I have for Sarah Day and her artistry. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud that we are going to experience the story, the journey of Ava Preston from Cleveland, Ohio, 17 years old. Let me just give you a little bit, y'all. I had to write it down because when I ask an artist to come on and they are gracious enough to say yes, right? They take their time to come on. I do my best to try to find out as much as I can of their artistry, what they're delivering, so that I can give it back to you. And then, we can scroll through. We can scroll through the pages, and we love the artistry, the clips. Keep doing it, you all. That you're introducing us to in those sponsored clips, especially here at Instagram. But I wanted to do this format here because I want us to know as much as we can of that artist. And the best way, I'm old school. The best way that we can really talk or really get to know someone is when we talk to them. So when we sit down and we're able to go back and forth with each other, that's the essence even more of why we love the artistry or what intrigues us of the artistry. So when I first saw Ava Preston's clip, she was singing a song, Antonio Carlos Jobim, as they say in Brazil, Tom Jobim. And as many of you know, since '96, I've had the pleasure to tour Brazil every year as an artist, independent artist. And so the music and the culture and the feel of Brazil, the language of Portuguese, feeds my soul. And has been feeding my soul since I was 6 years old. So when I had the opportunity to go, the music and culture and art of Brazil even more just gave me and gives me what I need. So I heard Ava singing this song, and her presentation was so much like more than 17, and no disrespect to 17 and under, but there's something when you can hear an artist that delivers in their delivery. Ava has that. And let me tell you some things about Ava before we bring her on. Number one, 17 years old, vocalist and songwriter, 7-time National Downbeat Student Music Award winner, 7-time Downbeat Magazine, legendary jazz. You can dig what I'm saying. She won it for Best Vocalist Jazz, okay? Through the years of 19, I'm sorry, of 20, of 19, oh my God, of 21, 20, 19, and 18. I'm sorry. Through the genres of Best Pop, Rock, Blues Vocalist as well. Also, outstanding performance in 2021, 2020, and 18. Performances, let me tell you the different genres that she gives. At 17 years old, ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll, also performed at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But we're talking about a young lady that gives her artistry through no walls, no ceiling. If it's rock and roll, Ava Preston's going to do it. If it's jazz, Ava Preston's going to do it. As I told you, bossa nova, Ava Preston's going to give it. To be able to have performed, ladies and gentlemen, at Birdland, okay, at different venues nationally, and the awards that have been given, I said, I've got to have this young lady on, and I hope that she will agree to do it. So with no further ado, I want to thank once again Ava Preston for joining us, and I want to thank you for taking your time to join us. When you do, every Sunday at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And, you didn't have to come here, but you're here. And I thank you for taking your time. And then those of you who weren't able to join us live and you're watching now from the recorded IGTV or the Victor Brooks Show feed, thank you for taking your time to come and check out maybe your next favorite artist. You dig? Because right here we're dedicated on focusing on the artist and their journey. So right now I'm going to see if I can see the request to join. No request to join. So let me see here. Lady Ava, I'm going to invite you. All right. Lady Ava Preston, you're going to help this dinosaur out called Victor Brooks. Let's see here. All right. I don't know if that is my Wi-Fi. Indie fam, if Victor Brooks is still live with you, could you type in there, I can hear you, or give me a thumbs up or something like that. Because sometimes Wi-Fi will go and, we'll just be going and then we don't know if we're there or not. Because when I press here, there we go. I'm pressing invite Ava Preston, but it's not allowing me to invite. Ava, Okay, I see, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to work this out. She says she's trying to join. I believe if you press that video icon, Sister Ava, I may see it, or to ask you if you can, or it'll send a request to join or what have you. And we can take it from there. We can take it from there. Let's see here. Yeah, we are. Okay, all right. You can hear me. You can hear me. I see you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to work this out. And you know how we do. If it doesn't and we have to start all over, that's what we're going to do because we've done it twice before. And in the end, it has been worth it all. And I tell you, when you go to Ava Preston's page, first of all, and look at, I'm not going to just say, look, oh, it's the, at the bottom where on my screen it says, I have the add a comment. And then next to that, I see like a video camera with a plus sign in the middle. And then next to that, I see a person, a head and shoulders icon with an arrow. I believe if you press the camera with the plus sign in the middle, you can see how dinosaur I am using these terms. Then I'll be able to see that you have sent a request to join. Because when I send the request in, I see your name, but it's not allowing me to invite. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is that it, Sarah? Is that the way we do it? I see Sarah said yes, yes. So Lady Ava, if you see the video camera next to the add a comment, you'll see a plus sign there. And click that and see what happens. Let's see what happens there. And if push comes to shove, Sister Ava, we will close it and start it right back because that's the way we can do. All right. I see a 1 coming up, and I think we have found it. We may be in there, and we'll see in a second. But you know what? Hey, how you doing?
Sorry,
There we go.
I'm trying to get it to show up on my computer.
No problem.
Do you know if
Not
that's
a
possible?
problem at all.
Do you know if
Say
it's
that
possible
again?
to get it on the computer?
To get it on the computer?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but we see and hear you perfectly right now.
Oh,
Yep.
yay.
Look at everybody saying, hey, Ava, welcome, Ava, thumbs up are going. See, Ava, that's the thing. Here on this format, I call it Indie Fam for a reason. It's because there's no presumptuousness. There's no anything. We roll with what we roll with, y'all. And thank you again, everybody, for coming through. I see you lining up here. Let me give some shout outs. Once again, Sarah Day, thank you. Delia Fisher, my sister in Rio de Janeiro. Muito obrigado, Delia. Muito obrigado por seu tempo hoje. Muito feliz. Muito feliz. Thank you for being here, Delia. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Follow Delia Fisher's page. One of the most incredible artists that I personally know, but then also her music, her compositions. Go to Delia Fisher's page. Follow Delia Fisher out of Rio de Janeiro, ladies and gentlemen. Ava, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thank you for coming on today. We appreciate you. And you're coming on from where, Ava?
You mean my device or my?
What city? You're in? Are you in? Are you home in Cleveland?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. That's right. I have family out in Shaker Heights and other parts of Cleveland. And let me ask you something, Ava. When we talk about your artistry, one thing that I will always remember is when I was scrolling through Instagram one day and I heard you delivering a bossa nova song live. What drew you to bossa nova? Why bossa nova?
Actually, I met somebody named Moises Borges, and he really inspired me to do more of the bossa nova stuff. Plus, I'm just so enamored by the different harmonies and just the general culture around bossa and around swing and around jazz. It's really nice because that whole community of people who love bossa and people who love jazz, it's like what you said, like an indie family. We're all kind of just making music together, and I just love the camaraderie.
That's right. But you know what? At 17 years old, Ava, you have the essence of what that's about. How did that happen at 17 years old?
Um, well, I guess I've just always been very intuitive with people, and I mean, I'm grateful for everybody that I've worked with. My mentors taught me a lot: Dominic Farinacci, Moises, Kim Nazarian, and many other people. I feel like, we can all connect through it. And I guess the answer to your question would be I've met so many great people that they've taught me how to, be so accepting in this community.
Gotcha. And did you come? Did you grow up? Are you growing up in a musical family even before 17 years old? Parents, grandparents?
Um, no, none of my family is actually musical. I'm the first musician.
Really? Okay. Okay. Gotcha. And how does that feel as the first? What did the family say when they started noticing? Wait a minute, we have an artist here.
Um, they were actually very supportive, which I'm very grateful for. Some people aren't as lucky, but
That's right.
yeah, my family's been very supportive. And I'm grateful that they've been supporting me all the way, always coming to my shows, my whole extended family. They're great.
That's right. What does being an artist mean to you, Ava? What does it mean to
Hmm. Well, there's a lot of different answers, but I guess being an artist means doing what I love, which is music, and being able to make a difference in the world. And I want to spread tolerance. And because I feel like that's really what we need right now in light of the pandemic, in light of everything that's going on. I just want to be able to, you know, create a family and make sure that, the the message of just hope and peace can be spread through music because it's such a universal language.
Come on, girl. Music and artistry is powerful, isn't it? It's a power that comes with that, man. Like everything, and it takes me to something that one of your quotes, and please let me know if I quote it correctly. Music is a universal language that can unite people and promote acceptance of differences around the world.
Yep.
Yeah, that's power. That's power. When we talk about changing the world, you get some people that's like, cliche, whatever. How you doing? Da, 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 da. How do you deal with that train of thought if it ever crosses your mind or your reality? If you get that other frame of mind, I see some people call it haters, some people call it disbelievers, some people call it, you're just overdoing it or what have you. How do you deal with that in your focus of your journey?
I just really focus on what I have to do. And, you have to realize that, whatever is called haters, I mean, those are people too. And people have their own opinions, they have their own interests. And you just have to stick with the people who you love. And the people who you love are the ones whose opinions matter.
Out of sight, girl. Out of sight. Because I always say, you know what? It's life. One reality about life is that life has negativity and it has positivity. And like you just said, it depends on the one that we feed. If we feed the positivity, hey, we're going to get full. If we feed the negativity, somehow they get full, but it's empty. It's empty. It's an empty fullness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you mention, in your artistry, you sing in multiple languages. Okay, of course, English, your native language, but correct me if I'm wrong. Spanish, Portuguese, correct?
Yep.
Okay, Now, is that something that you learned strictly through the music, or did you learn it before you started singing? How did the multi-language thing happen?
Um, Actually, I learned it through music. I actually first started with Spanish and French, and then I moved to Portuguese once I really started getting into Brazilian music. But I always had a very big interest in the world and its culture and its different music. So I feel like it's kind of always been there.
Always been there. What was your first other language piece of work that you did? Do you remember? And what language was that?
Yes, I was 4 years old, and it was Dites-moi. It was that French little French musical song, and I did it at a concert, and everybody was smiling, and I'm like, oh, this is such a great language. This is so cool. And then the pronunciation, it was just so different that I'm like, this is so fascinating.
Yeah. 4 years old. And was that the time that it hit you to say, like you just said, you felt the vibe from the audience, the other people, that you were connecting, your art was connecting with another soul. Okay.
Yeah.
And at 4 years old, is that how you felt it? Or was it like, this is just something that I think I can get comfortable with, for the rest of my life?
Um, I just, from the moment that I started singing, I mean, I realized it a little bit later that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. But I knew from the beginning that I was never going to give up singing, that this is what I was kind of meant to do. You just have that feeling.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. What kept you going and what keeps you going?
Um, just listening to all different kinds of music. I mean, the music is what keeps me going.
Yes.
I have a great
Yes.
supportive family, amazing teachers, great friends. What keeps me going is just the sense that, we can all just do a little more. And I always try to do a little more every day, at least do something every day, even if it's making my bed or writing a song. Or what keeps me going is the sense of purpose that this gives me. Like, I feel at home when I do the music.
Wow. I feel at home when, hey, Indie fam, all of you watching right now, this is why I'm doing this format. There's certain things, artist to artist, Indie family, that watching and will watch around the world. There's certain things we can say to each other that only another artist would understand. There's certain things that we can relate to that only another artist can relate to. Maybe it's the positive, maybe it's the negatives, maybe it's the ups, the downs, whatever our artistic journey is in this life, y'all. Like Sister Ava, our newest family member, just said, she said it felt like she was coming home. You know what that's about. Photographers, when you take that picture and you have it developed and you look back at it and say, wow, that feels like I'm home. You know what she's saying. And I don't care what it is. Ava, has anyone ever described you as an old soul?
Yeah. Yeah. That started at about 4 too.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And what is your understanding? The more life that happens to you, especially as an artist, how does that relate? Old soul, artistry, my mission, all of that.
I mean, it's more of a spiritual thing. And I
Gotcha.
was kind of confused at first because everybody kept telling me, oh, you seem older than you are. So I'm like, do I look older than I am? So like little me was like, what?
Right.
But then
Right.
I just came to realize that there were just some things that I felt more deeply, some things that I just inherently knew. Like, I've been here before, or I have some connection to music that's, like a deeper understanding, like all artists do. And I just, I just try and I know that I don't know a lot. And that's what kind of keeps me humbled. That's what kind of keeps me, grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And just to be able to admit that I know what I know, and that's it. I'm always learning.
Come on. Much respect, David. Much respect. Do you know there are some people, and the one thing I learned at a young age too is that I was raised that I can't judge anyone. Judging is not something that is there to do. I mean, I don't believe, I leave that for the court systems or what
Yeah.
have you, But when it comes life to life, I can't judge anybody's journey. And to hear you say what you say, Abe, I have to tell you, as a respectfully, I call myself a dinosaur, but as a dinosaur artist in this realm of creativity, it warms my heart to hear a 17-year-old artist say what you say, and then on top of it, do what you do. And I know you've heard it before, but we've just met, but I want to tell you how much I respect what you do. And I want to tell you how much I respect what you're going to do. What no one else already, any of us know what the future is going to hold. But I tell you one thing, like I see some thumbs up going right now, Ava Preston is destined to give us something, ladies and gentlemen, that we don't even know has blown our minds, but it will. And it's going to be something that we need. When you hear things like that, does that give you a sense of pressure or does that give you a sense of what? How do you feel when people tell you stuff like that? Because I know you've heard it before.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes people can put the pressure on thick, but I've just sort of taken it and I've said, I guess this is what's going to motivate me. I mean, not only external influences, but internal influences. And, I just got to make sure that I keep working, I keep doing what I like. And I have to remember to balance, I have to remember to take a break. So
Yeah.
It's just the pressure is more from a loving standpoint than it is from a
Absolutely.
let's succeed standpoint.
Right. Very good. When you first knew you were a songwriter, when did you know that? And how did that happen?
Well, my mom had a friend who was going through a rough spot, was actually divorced. And I wrote a song when I was like 7 about her finding a good man. And that's
Okay.
the earliest song I remember writing.
Okay.
So that's a funny story, but I just wrote something and I'm like, I love music. What if I made it myself? And then I'm like, oh, this is I have control of what I do. I can make something that people enjoy. I mean, it's making something is as much of an art as sharing somebody else's work is too.
Come on, girl. Come on. No, please don't stop there. Keep on. That's it. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so you decided what? At that time, I'm going to create, as you just said, something to musically or artistically feed someone else or give someone else, and then, i.e., a song. What was your first song? The name of it? I mean, what was the name of that song? You remember? Or is the name of that song?
I actually don't remember, but the first
Okay.
song that I classify as my first song
Yeah.
was called For You.
For You. How old were you when you wrote that?
I was, I think, 10. I was in a workshop with Steve Bogard in Nashville. Well, I was actually here, then I went to Nashville, but it was really inspiring to have people encouraging me to write. And I went home and I put it in my little kitty notebook and I wrote it and I'm like, here. And it's just it made me happy.
Yeah.
Not just to see other people happy that I shared it, but it made me feel like it's like food for an artist,
Yes. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. And when you look back, you'll see that all these other artists know exactly what you mean. It's something that we were born to do, and I know myself when I was, and that's the other thing. A lot of people say, oh, when I eventually grew into my artistry, I hope I never stop growing into my artistry.
Yeah.
I hope, how do you feel about that? That artistry doesn't have an end point of growth. Do you believe that?
I absolutely believe that. I feel like if you believe that there's a certain point at the end of the rainbow where it ends, that's like you're not thinking beyond. And so much of art is thinking beyond that goal, because art is not, it's not physical, it's not defined, it's not monetary, it's something that is so abstract that you can't contain it within the limits of even your own life, because we see Ella Fitzgerald, she's just influenced people from all kinds of cultures throughout her time, even after her death, and will continue to influence people beyond. And I'm always learning, and I feel like I will continue to learn even after, you know, even after, if I decide not to do music anymore, I will always be learning. But I want to do music up until the day I die.
You one of us, girl. I got it. That's it. No matter. And you know, there are phases. You have me use another dinosaur phrase. You have me flashbacking right now, because I can remember periods of my artistic journey where I had dry spots. You know, I was just like, that's it. Have you've experienced that in your time as well so far?
Yeah, actually, yes. I'm going through kind of a little bit of that right now, but just because I've had a lot of schoolwork. But
Yeah, yeah.
but it's discouraging, you know, and you really lose sight of what it's like all about, you know. You lose sight of it and you feel like, hey, maybe I'm not good enough. And then, or start comparing yourself to other people. But from what I've learned, what helps me and what other people have talked to me about is, it's not, the music isn't about you individually. It's about the music. And as soon as I go back and I listen to that song, or I listen to a chord progression, or I go and play out somewhere, it's like all that inspiration comes back. And it might not always come back the way you want it. You might not finish the song that you want to finish, but you will get something out of it. And that is beautiful.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful. You will get something out of it. You just have to keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
And you know what? I remember, like you mentioned, mentors are priceless.
Yes.
They're priceless, you know? And it's a thing where, you know, I remember one of my mentors said, when you get a dry spot, the dry spot will begin again when it's supposed to begin again.
Mm-hmm.
But you can burn yourself out. And they gave me an example of, if your tire gets stuck in a piece of mud and it's spinning and spinning and spinning, before you know it, it's not going to leave out of that until something either nudges it out, i.e. your life experience, something artistically nudges it out, or it's going to come out when it's supposed to. Whatever that is, but you will burn yourself out artistically if you just keep pressing that gas and you're not, you know, it's not that time. You said something before about mentors again, and it made me remember Ava. Is it Ava or Ava? I know sometimes, what's the connect for Ava? I always want to be respectful when you know, the different things. But I remember at a young age, Nina Simone gave me some of the most priceless advice. I think I was maybe about 16, because my sister was 10, something like that. And we both are artists. We both were, she was learning her artistry as a singer and a poet, which later became a lyricist at that age. And I'm talking a while back, right? Mm-hmm. And I had just learned a couple of chords on my guitar. You know, I always tell people, no, I play enough to write a song and then give it to a real guitar player who could play it. So, you know, we do that. So, but anyway, I learned a couple of chords, and my sister and I co-wrote this song. So at the end of dinner, you know how this thing, my dad, you know, you're sitting around, hey, why don't you sing this song for Nina you just wrote? I was like, I said, that's not finished. It's not enough. We played the song. And at the end of it, this is the pricelessness of that mentorship that you're talking about. Nina was very gracious. She said, oh, that's wonderful. You know, great song, very positive, blah, blah, blah. But then she took us to school immediately and said, now, what are you going to do with your artistry? We know, you know, you can write. Okay, thank you. We know that you're nice voice, blah, blah, blah. But now what are you going to do? What's your mission through your artistry? What is Ava's mission through her artistry? What is it that you hope gives what do you want to give through the Ava-ness of your artistry, Ava, to the world?
I mean, my mission was, and will always be tolerance. We don't have to love each other. We don't have to hate each other. If you just tolerate one another, because people always talk about world peace, you know, and
Yeah,
a lot of people speaking for world peace, but
yeah,
I feel like that's too perfect, and humans aren't
yeah.
perfect. So if we can just stand to be next to each other and just coexist, I feel like
Mhm.
that's where people are saying, oh, it's either we hate each other or we absolutely love everybody. You just have to, be able to say, I'm a human, you're a human, let's live on this planet together.
Much respect, Ava. Much respect, girl. Ava, can you give us something today? Do you have anything that you can play for us and give us your Ava
Yes,
Prestonness
I
today?
do actually. Um, I was actually set up on the computer, but then stuff happened and I'm
I
actually on
got
my
you.
phone
I
right now,
got you.
so I'm gonna do a little bit of testing just to see if this works.
You got it. You
Um,
got it.
da, 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 da. You can hear the piano and the voice?
Perfect.
Great.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this
No,
is a
yeah.
song that I wrote that's actually gonna come out on Spotify soon.
Okay.
Um, it's called Move Along, and it's about, making a change and moving on even when things are tough. I actually wrote it when I was in a dry spot as an artist, and I'm like, I'm just going to chug on through this. I'm going to move along. I'm going to face whatever I'm going to face, and I'm going to be content with it, whatever comes.
Mhm.
So this is Move Along.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's do it.
Footsteps that echo in the hallway. The memory of a moment that's passed and the words that I never could say. I see you standing, reflected in the skyline. With every little breath that I take comes the thought that you'd never be mine. Oh, oh. Anticipation. So who will make the next move? It doesn't matter if I've got you in check, if I've always been set up to lose. And though it's painful, it's tempting just to let it go. For every bad mistake that you've made, did you honestly think I won't know? So when the tape plays out, the colors fade, the light comes on, we'll see who's in the wrong. I know it's not my style to draw the line, but this illusion can't keep going on. Cause I'm waking up just to see you go on. Ooh, ooh. Give the look, say the phrase, but the love is gone on. Ooh, ooh. Static haze, when it fades, the charade is gone on. Ooh, ooh. And all that's left to do. Your smile is two-faced, a living contradiction. Forgive me if I seem to unravel, but why stay when you've almost won? This chapter's ending. I wonder if you'll ever regret. Cause I've expected I can forgive, but believe me, I'll never forget. Cause when the tape plays out, the colors fade, the light comes on, we'll see who's in the wrong. Oh, I know it's not my style to draw the line, but this illusion can't keep going on. Cause I'm waking up just to see you're gone. Ooh, ooh, get the look, say the phrase, but the love is gone. Ooh, ooh, static night is gone, ooh, and all that's left to do, move along. Move along. Move along, on,
Out of sight, Ava Preston. Hey, Indie fan, check this out. I see your comments. I see your thumbs up. I see all these hearts going up, on the right side of my screen. I know that you feel what I told y'all I felt when I was scrolling through that day. When I was scrolling through, something hit me when I got past her artistry, or when I got on that artistry, and it pulled me back. And this is what it is. This is what it was. Go to Ava Preston's page. Follow Ava Preston. Go to where you can download her music. If she's anywhere live that you are going to be, buy a ticket. Go there. Check it out. Ava Preston is our future, indie fam. And and let me tell you something. Ava Preston is our little sister from now on. Can you dig it? Indie fam series. Y'all know what I'm talking. Girl, that was out of sight.
Thanks. I'm so happy to be a part of this family now.
Oh man, the chord changes, the well-lived past 17-year-old phrasing that you give and that you gave. That was awesome. Yeah. That was an original piece. That's an original piece.
I was having fun with fourths, or circle fifths when I was doing it. I'm like, what can I put here? I don't have any chords. Boo doo 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 doo. I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'm like, that sounds good. That's like some Stevie Wonder vibes, yeah. And
that's right. That's right.
The two sections that are sort of fast and then slow, they're both in 7. They're just one version is fast 7, one version is like a halftime 7. And I didn't realize that until I was charting it out. And then I'm like I'm usually like I don't give myself pats on the back for songs, but I'm like, okay. I love this song. I feel this song. This is so my style. I loved when I wrote it. I had so much fun, and I'm glad that you guys liked it as much as I enjoyed writing it.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I don't know if some artists are into collaborations, others aren't. I'm following 3 intercontinental collaborations because of this format now. One person's out of Japan, another one's out of Michigan, and they're collaborating, and we can't wait till they can come on and give us what they've collaborated. Are you open to collaboration? Because let me tell you something.
I'm always looking for more people to collaborate with.
Oh my goodness, because right now, when you look back on this, there are some people loving some Ava right now, some musicians that I highly respect on here. That I know, hey, y'all, reach out. This is what it's about, y'all. Reach out. Send those Instagram emails and hey, let's work it together. Let's collab together, because without artistry, where would we be? Wait a minute. I think I rhymed and didn't know it. Without artistry, where would we be? We got to keep on keeping on, y'all. Oh, Ava, thank you, little sister. Thank you so much for being with us today. Is there anything that you're promoting right now? Give us your websites, give us where we can download all of that.
Well, it's Ava Preston Music on Spotify, Ava Preston Music on Instagram. Everything's pretty much Ava Preston Music.
Okay, you got it.
But yeah, on my website, avaprestonmusic.com, you'll see where to get, tickets, where I'm playing next. There's a calendar on there. We're actually starting up our newsletter again. But yeah, I would appreciate if you check it out, and I'm just so happy that you let me be on this. This is so much fun.
Come on, girl. Ba, 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 da, ba, da, ba, ba. That's bad. That's bad right there. I mean, you let some of the folk in Brazil get a hold of that. That's going to be a bossa vibe on that, I can tell. Much love and much respect to you, my sister. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank
And
you.
please keep us posted on anything and everything that you're doing. We want to support. Okay?
Okay.
You got
Thank
it,
you
girl.
so much, guys. Thank
You
you.
got it. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, 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 yes. Once again, that's what it's all about. If you were able to join us live today, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here live today, y'all. Thank you, every single one of you who stayed here to hear the story, hear the journey of our 17-year-old brand new little sister, Ava Preston, that from Cleveland, Ohio, the singer, songwriter, performer, who gave us her heart, who gave us her mission for artistry, who let us know what it is that she's here to do. And let me tell you something, as many of you have already started saying on here, we know little sister Ava's about to do it, y'all. Thank you one and all for being here with us again today. I love you. And every time you see that little live sign go on at Sundays at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock p.m., Eastern Standard Time, USA, come on back and get some of that positivity on you. Take a bath in it, take a shower in it, scuba dive in it, skinny dip in it if you want to. Just jump in that pool of positivity, and when you come out, sprinkle it on as many people as you can, because that's what it's all about. And I'll see you next time on the Victor Brooks Show Instagram Indie Fam series. I love you. We'll see you then.